Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Title Tuesday. It's good to be back. Doing this crazy little tournament. I've been away. Let's see if we can concentrate for the first game. I've been playing chess actually in Rhodes, so that's been quite an experience. Our team didn't do particularly well, but I actually gained some elo points for the first time in years. And as you can see, I got a really nice dark tan from spending time in the sun. Yeah, I'm still white as a ghost. I go in the sun and I just get blisters, like a typical vampire kind of thing. So I avoid that. But it was great fun. Apart from obviously the terrible news, which I'll talk about a little bit later on. Which it's horrendous, yeah. So, so rest in peace, Danya. It's far too young, and it's just speechless, really. Okay, I should have castled there, not thinking, and I had this already. I wasn't thinking. Knight e4 is now a good move. I've already made a mistake. Great. Castled would have stopped knight e4, and I've done this before as well. And this is a strong move now because I should have castled, and after my opponent takes it, you move the knight to b3 in this variation. Okay, my opponent hasn't done that, so thankfully, so I can now transpose back. But I think knight e4 would have probably given my Polish CM opponent an advantage there. And we're going to have a bit of fun today. Hopefully I'll get a chance to sack some pieces. I always, it takes me a while to warm up a little bit and get into these games. So we'll see how it goes. And this is called the Barry opening, which is probably one of the most stupidest names for any opening you can ever think of. I mean, you got the orangutan. I mean, naming an opening after an animal was all right, but who the hell is Barry? Yeah, who is Barry? Does anyone know Barry? I mean, Barry's just like... It's ridiculous. It's even a ridiculous name. No offense to Barry. I bet no one out there is called Barry. Anyone out there called Barry? If so, I have just insulted you, and I apologise, Barry. Hello, Barry. You right, Barry? But why on earth is an opening called the Barry? Yeah, I don't know, because it's not even to do with the B pawn, really, is it? What's that doing? It's doing nothing. But funnily enough, I have done a chessable course on this. Does that surprise you? And this is one of the solid lines that black can play. Maybe I should have gone knight there for my opponent's queen to come away. And it's probably about even this, but chess is basically even anyway. So not much we can do about that nowadays. We just want to get a position we can play. And I think I will come back here to sniffle the queen. And yeah, I'm not particularly sure about this position. I mean, e5 could well be coming. I go here. Got to watch out for this. Do we come in here? I don't really know. Maybe I think my opponent's played this quite wisely. So we use the a pawn a little bit. And if e5, I will come here. But I don't know. Maybe then d4 is a little bit dangerous for us. He's luckily quite slow, which is one good thing. Now, this does seem like a square I should take, and he should definitely come through the centre now, because I might have ideas of coming in here. And now my opponent has the centre, whilst I have some squares on the queen side, so it's not completely horrific, this position, for me, but it'll be interesting to see if I could have played this better. My opponent's played this very well so far, and got to always watch out for this kind of move now. And I'm not sure this knight is... What's this knight doing here? It seems a bit weird. My queen also not on a great square. Let's just go here, because I've got this time advantage, and we might see an opening of this file, if he plays this move, for example. And it's kind of a sit and wait scenario, this, because I can't see many good ways to do anything here, to be blunt about it. Now, this knight doesn't seem good, so I'm going to try to get rid of his good knight or force him to do something with it. The knight didn't have anywhere to go on that square, so I wanted to move it back anyway, rearrange it into the centre of the board. And we'll do that here by moving it to center. And now f4 is coming. If I take, pawn takes, f4 comes. So I'm really getting myself in a little bit of a shambles here. So I have to give my bishop a square. Like I say, my opponent's played very well. So we have to keep up on the clock. Still not terrible for me, but these do look scary. You know, he's got to, though, probably advance them with patience, and his time is certainly ticking down. Okay, so let's go here. I want to try to get hold on the light squares. So bishop d3, try to use these squares, and now he's come in with another very clever tactic. Rook takes here and check. So I'm going to have to do this on the clock now because my position's getting bad. Okay, surprising he took time with that one. And again, good play from my opponents. Surprisingly good play from someone who's got a bit of a lower rating. So we've got a worse position, but he's only got a minute on the clock. He's got the 2 bishops for the rook. That's clearly a good investment. So it's still not terrible. His knight is very good. Our rook could be okay here. I'll keep it closed for the time being because I don't want to get checkmated. And I'm going to have to try and use this file, the H file. So he's come around for the attack. Okay. So the H file could prove to be quite critical. So let's get a rook over there. And he's playing very well. I'm going to come back and try and maybe get the queen to the c file. I mean, I don't know if that's a surprising move. He wants to put the bishop here. Okay, we'll hold on to that pawn. And the king will have to go to f1. And it does indeed look quite scary. Now, how about here? Or do I push Harry? What do we do here, guys? Let's go b4. Let's push that bishop away. And maybe Harry can come soon. I think my position is getting a little bit better, is it not? I'm not sure. I mean, it's very useful to have this h-pawn. I'm actually material up now. If he ever gets his queen around the back, it would be tragic. Now, do I want to exchange queens? Now, normally I would be okay exchanging queens, but in this position, I've just got to watch this one come in and hope I get enough counterplay in the meantime. What about this? Can we do this? Gain a little bit of time on the clock. If he takes, pawn takes, his knight can come back. Okay, he's defended. And now I'm just going to give my king a square here. Not sure if that was wise or not. And he's come all the way around. Good play from my opponent. I think we're going to have to try to come in now on the C file. And it's, again, quite fortunate I got that extra time. Because I'm certainly not sure about this position at all. But he's so low on time. I'm just going here because I don't want his queen coming in. I'm basically waiting for him to lose on time. Cynical way to win a game of chess, but every win is a win. And my opponent played well. He got the advantage. We'll just have a quick look at the game review because I think for most of it he did very well. And I actually missed some good chances around here. So what did I miss here? And the opening, it went down around this point. Rook d8. So, okay. So let's go back to rook d8. Because it's, again, always good to know where you've gone wrong. In case you get this again. Rook d8. And let's just put the analysis on. We all should try and learn. And I should go knight b3 straight away. Yeah, of course. I should definitely play it before his queen has a chance to come back here to e7. Because when his queen gets back there, he's got no problem. So I should move the knight here because then his queen has to go to an uncomfortable square. So that made a lot more sense. And then I apparently missed something around here. Oh, I thought this was a really clever move. But I missed the fact I could go d4. So now I see it. And I can play d4 and d5. So again, some missed chances there. Drawing that game, as there always are, because it's me and you won't get a title Tuesday I mean without me missing, being the blind, I'm not a blind chess player, blind grandmaster, not very good even when my eyes are open, unfortunately. Okay, so yeah, I mean, first of all, you obviously have the sale going on up to Halloween, 50% off GingerGM stuff. Everything's 50% off. We're finished that, I expect, now on the 1st of December. The link is in description if you want to grab yourself a chess course, learn something, blah blah blah. It's some good deals. Yeah, so I mean the Dania thing, you know, I don't really know if I can add a lot more to what's already been out there. You know, I was over in Rhodes when we heard the news, and I'm sure like everyone out there is just like, what the fuck, you know, how it was shocking, you know, shocking, and like how could this happen? You know, you do. Hindsight's a lovely thing, isn't it? You know, and done many things where I wish I could go back and do more, as we all, I'm sure, do. So it's a bit of a lesson. And yeah, it's you know, my first emotions were like, what the fuck, and then it's like a bit of anger, to be honest. You know, I'm angry. I'm mainly angry at Kramnik. You know, that's my first emotions, because clearly, you know, his campaign affected Daniel massively. We all know that, whatever he's saying, and it's bullying. It's just bullying, and you know, as much as that, and online bullying is one of the worst things, modern things you can get nowadays. Okay, I'm playing the world champion now, which is quite fun. So we'll come back to Daniel. I better concentrate on trying to take down the world champion. I think he's a world champion, isn't he? We can take him down. I've got white again, so let's do this little move again. I don't really want to do the battle. I should have gone G4. That would have been much more to the point, wouldn't it? Okay, we'll do this, and we'd go. Why am I doing the Barry again? It didn't work very well last time, did it? I should have just gone G4. I had a chance to play the Kilkenny against the world champion, and I didn't play it. What is wrong with me? And of course, this C5 is probably one of the better moves. Okay, so here. Now we don't do the same mistake. Let's castle and play it like this, and let's see. So this is exactly the same position as the last game, which is a bit. I don't know why I'm playing the Barry again. I'm just like, I just see the name of the world champion, and I get, I'm like, okay. Now can we start coming in over here and being a nuisance to him with something? I don't know. I mean, it's a bit superficial, but well, let's try. We have ideas coming back to these two squares. He retreats sensibly. And yeah, what was I actually trying to achieve? Fuck knows. Okay, so I'll go here, and should have just gone kill Kenny. What am I thinking? You know, ridiculous. And so the Barry does. The more I look at this opening, the more I think it's basically not very good. Okay, we keep coming with the Barry bullshit. Maybe this idea if he goes A6. I don't know. Maybe we come over here and try to plonk it in. Plonk it in like Flynn. Potentially. And if he goes here, who knows? Let's try to get this into B6, shall we? If he goes A6. So he comes back. Sensible. And now is there any E4 or something? Anything like that? Here. Well, we can try it. It kind of seems logical to do something like that. I don't know. Play a move. And if he takes, my piece to come up, so he's got to come here. Now we come over here. Now you can grab a pawn, but therefore we should probably come back to this square to defend that pawn. And bishop d3, can't be wrong. F3's a move, and this position, like my piece is a little bit funny over here. So b4 I'd like to play, but he can just take it, no? And I want to come in. I want to do, you know, my pieces are a little bit funky. So what are we doing? And he's going to come on the queen side. So really, okay. Well, let's play here and just see. Let's just see if we can get something going with b4. you know, just so I can try to get. I've got to try to do stuff on the queen side here, just because otherwise I'm going to get mated quite rapidly. So I have to come in and try to use the c5 square for the knight. I'm down on time a lot, and knight c5. It's obviously what my plan is. So in for a penny, in for £1, and we've done that. Congratulations, Simon. Now what? Well, I think we have to play here. Okay, and now this knight really wants to go forwards, but I might just lose a pawn. So why did I do that? Because I'm an idiot. Okay, well maybe we get. Do we get any play with this? Let's see. Okay, I'm far too slow. Do I get any play with Queen A2 at the end? Let's see. And some ideas are coming down on the A file. Well, I don't think we get much play, especially now as I'm dropping that, but we'll try it. Don't know, grabbing there seemed a little bit too much there. And now he is. Yes, it hasn't really been my kind of game, I must admit. Now knight takes, I'd like to go here, but that doesn't really hit the mark so well either. Nothing's hitting the mark, basically. Nothing is hitting the mark at the moment, except for my clock. And well, okay, so what? We've got to try to use the light squares, but some ideas, but not really enough here. I don't really want to come back. He's opening up those light squares. And goodbye, rook. So let's get it out of the way. And yeah, this is obviously bad. I mean, it goes, yeah, it's obviously bad. Really bad. Yeah, I never. So this guy, I think he won the one of the world championships, right? Now he's going to come in here, and let's just see if he can break me down, which he should be able to do, obviously. And he's coming all the way in, or is he? He's got to be a little bit careful. How is he going to break me down here? Now, if I was super quick, like Hikaru speed, maybe there'd be some chance, but I'm not. I'm like Simon speed, which is not particularly quick. And now he's going to get a pass pawn over here, so I think this is all pretty tragic, really. I've let him in with a check. I'm trying to think of putting the rook here and going d4. There's the only chance. d4 and e5 is like a punch. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, punt. But I'm getting down to low levels time. And if he takes here, which, yeah, he could certainly do. And, of course, this is most likely losing this ending. Now you can check and attack this guy. Fuck a dog. So, yeah, and we just got to hope he blunders his rook. And, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was always just a little bit worse in this game. I picked totally the wrong opening against someone like this. He's far too positional, this guy, to play a positional opening. You need to take him in. Okay, I think we can resign here. This ending's very trivial. Yeah, you need to take that guy in like some tactics. So I don't know what I was thinking. I was just like chatting, brain elsewhere until we got into the game, and obviously he played quite well there. We have a little look at his score, but it wasn't a great. I mean, it wasn't a great game by me. And look at that downhill graph. So around this point, I've played sort of all right, but A6 was clearly a mistake here. So we should fast forward to position. But I think the line he played is quite a good line against the bullshit Barry. So when we played a6, yeah, I didn't like a6. We never got for that pawn quite enough, did we? So let's go there and have a look if we can. How do we go there? What am I doing? Bloody Proctor. Still don't like this Proctor program. They need to improve this program. And let's just see what we could have done instead, so we can try to learn. Blah blah blah. A6. And what should we have done here? Well, I mean, even here the computer doesn't think it's great. So, because I'm not really doing much on the queen side, am I? Maybe, yeah, this knight's actually, maybe I need to try and move it to c4. Okay, that makes some sense. But I don't really like this position because, okay, I'm like jabbing away on the queen side, like yeah, but I'm not really doing anything over there. And he's just gonna go boom, chitty boom, and he's coming at my king. And I never like attacking the queen side because there's no king over there. You've got to attack the king where the king is. Go for the king. The king is important. The king is key. The king. Kill the king. That's what checkmate is all about. That's what chess is about. Kill the king. The king. The king. So this is what I've got to remember. Go for the king, not the queen side. So no more Barry bullshit. We've had enough Barry for the time being. Yeah, so I was sort of talking through, and I know when we're playing, it's quite hard to chat properly about the horrible news. I mean, first of all, just like, Danya, I mean, what a guy he was. We all know that. I didn't know him particularly well, so, I've had other people who've passed away, I've known better. So, hit me harder, obviously, than people have been closer. But I did have the time to commentate him for a couple of weeks in Norway. Lovely guy. And we got down the good night chess pub in Oslo, I think once or twice, and just having him there, he had a great sense of humour, and also just a nice guy. Just wouldn't say anything bad, about anyone. But you could tell a very sensitive guy, and this is why it seems like Vlad's a bit of a sociopath, isn't he? Just sort of doesn't really understand emotion. But the other thing I was thinking, my thing was, is like, just everyone just needs to be a bit nicer. It's as simple as that. Like, if people were nicer, Vlad was nicer, and now people are turning on Vlad in a very nasty way. And I understand there's a lot of anger out there. A lot of it is like, very understandable. But let's just try to be nicer. I just feel, I mean, like, things will, I'm sure things are going to be bad for everyone from now on. And it's just horrible, the whole thing. And it's 29 is no age to pass away. I mean, luckily, you've got to try to take positives, haven't you, out of everything as much as you can. And luckily he'll be remembered greatly, and not many people do get remembered, do they? Right? I mean, like, people live their lives, they pass on, and that's it. And one thing is for sure is that Daniel will be remembered forever, for his great commentary out there on the internet, and that's a positive, right? So he's kind of like made himself to live forever, right? By what he's done, and by his great personality. So that's one positive. But going forwards, this whole idea of ganging up on people online, the internet is pretty sick thing, to be honest. And it's a new thing that the last 20 years that people don't really know how to deal with this anymore. Like, basically internet bullying. And I mean, I remember like a long time ago when people started accusing people of cheating, online. And one of the ones I can remember was actually Myagmarsuren accused someone of cheating who was already 2650 without really any evidence. And this whole thing's got to stop, of accusations and stuff. It just doesn't help. You can't, it's like, you don't go and call someone this and that without the real facts. And even then, people don't know what's happened or goes on. So, it's just a horrible idea that a paranoid person can go around, obviously with some mental health issues, can just cause all this chaos, And really, he's just a fucking lunatic. So there's no point listening to him at all. He's clearly gone insane. And, people like that should be kind of like not laughed at in a horrible way, but like just ignored more than anything, more than taken serious. And they shouldn't be given really any time of day. And that's how I think Kramnik should really be looked at in future. Because he's just talking a load of nonsense now, isn't he? But anyway, Just want to move on, and like I say, everyone I think should just be trying to be a bit nicer after what's happened to Dania, to be honest, because it was horrendous, horrendous, and not helping anyone. Okay, so let's look at some tactics, shall we? So takes. We'll go for this. Let's try this. And I've got e3, so we're gonna punt this one. You've got to go rook f2. We can also take and come in with a queen, but this one is what I want because it's not just a fork, but we're unleashing the bishop. And this is the report, the report Stonewall Dutch, as I'm sure you're all aware of. I've had this many times before. Very dangerous opening. It's given me some great results. And how do we now do this? I'd love to get the bishop to this square, but it's not so easy to do with him coming on. Do we play here? Still got to be a little bit careful. I mean, probably the most sensible move is just a castle, but I'm a bit attached to this rook on the Harry file for now. I don't really want to do that. Maybe I should have just castled on the exchange up now. Those little tactics, but I would rather keep that one on. So let's block. So he wants to take here, doesn't he? This is what he's trying to do, and maybe castling now. Right, I'm really attached to that rook, though. I'm a bit too attached to that rook, aren't I? Here, bishop takes, pawn takes, check, queenie here takes. Okay, maybe we can play this. He's got check here. Then I've got some tactics. Yeah, I just want to get rid of this bishop, and also I know his tactic's going to work here, but his tactic is also going to open up some files for me, right? So he's going to win a couple of pawns. I'm trying to keep it interesting when I should clearly be just trying to shut the advantage down. And this is my interesting move. Now he can swap things off, but at least then I'm going to get my rook here, which is a real pain for him because it will make it very hard for white to develop these. And I always personally like playing the initiative, and I play those kind of positions a lot better. So this is the way I try to play chess, always played to keep the pressure on my opponent rather than defending. And that's why maybe that last game I wasn't really able to harass the world champion as much as I'd like. And yeah, so if he comes in here, check, I think king f8 safe. This is clearly the big threat, queen coming down here, but he's got these kind of moves to concern themselves with. So takes, knight takes here would be logical. Then I'm just going to check here and I think move my bishop, because there I'm going to try to get... Okay, so he's gone here, so I don't see what his idea is, because this is checkmate and this is checkmate. There's 3 different types of checkmates for it, and rook here checkmate. Oh, no, it's not quite, but it's very close. All of these are killer moves, so I'm not sure he should have gone check there. It's probably a very bad position anyway. Such a bloody good opening, this Rapport Dutch, and you can get it for half price now on the GingerGM shop. Ba-bum. Okay, so many ways to win here, and let's try to do it with some checks. So we'll bring this one in, and he can resign now. I think he will, because this one's next, and that's the end. So yeah, if you want to learn this course, it is on half price, the latest GingerGM course, and you will certainly get some games like this, and 22 moves against someone this strong, and you've probably... I've had this happen so many times, just kind of win as black, and it's a bloody dangerous opening. And look at my accuracy. Obviously know it pretty damn well. 96%. We're actually playing pretty well this week. 96%. Wah, 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 wah. Just call me the killer. Wow, 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 wow. But when you know an opening well, it's kind of easy to perform that well. And this is all in my course. This knight d2 is not a very good move, but a lot of people do it. And the whole point is you've got to... Every move I'm playing has an idea. This move I'm trying to encourage e3, because now this bishop can't come to g5. So if he goes h4, I go g5. It's effective. We nearly always take the d pawn in these positions. It's just something that works a lot better. The whole point of this idea is to go h5. We open up the h file. You look for tactics. He's got this open line. If we can get another open line, great. We see a quite basic tactic, and this move wins material, so we play it. And here, maybe castling is the better way to play. Let's see what the computer says. Computer actually says e5 is best. Wow. So e5 and f4 seems like a mistake. e4 and his position's already horrendous. And this move is a killer. And the only line I thought he could play, I think he has to get the queens off. But I thought this was a try. When I was just going to play rook here, I'm not even going to hold on to this pawn. And after this one, I'm going to go bishop g4. And the point now is that I want to get my rook around and with material. And it's not just that I'm exchange up. Materialistically, he's only a pawn down. It's just that he can't move his knight, really, because I take it with my bishop. He's probably got to go b3 to play this move. And, well, maybe even I bring the rook around here now. Potentially, for example. Okay, he's got a check, but even those endings are going to be very good for me because my rook's so active. So pretty easy game there, and those things happen when you know the openings well, right? So it certainly helps. So we're on 2 out of 3. Let's see if we can get to the break, get one more game in, get to the break, which happens after 4 rounds with 3 points. And again, I don't want to go on about Daniel all the time. Just be nice. His memory, like I said, is going to live on. Horrendous news. Don't know anyone who said a bad word about him. And hopefully people will just be nicer from a result of this, as well as his memory moving on. And hopefully this idea of accusing people without any evidence and then harassing them online needs to be shut down immediately, and people will support people online rather than having to go to them. And it happens all the time. It's part of what happens online, getting abuse, And it's not easy. It's very hard. It's extremely painful, and it can cause a lot of damage, and it does. And I know that, definitely. And you've got to be very strong-willed to just get through it sometimes. But as we saw, but hopefully, people are just a bit fucking nicer. And I really don't know what. Kramnik's clearly just mad, isn't he? That's all I can say about that. Anyone else you could say to blame? Well, you could always look for people to blame. I don't think there's really any point doing that, really, apart from the obvious. And could Daniel been supported more? Maybe. There's all these things in hindsight where you look back and you think, yeah, I could have done this, could have done that, and probably they should have been done, but they weren't. And and again, from my own experience, you always say, I wish I'd done this, wish I hadn't done that, wish I knew what I was doing, but you don't, and there's no point doing that. Just get on with it. So anyway, yeah, rest in peace to the great man today. Bloody good chess player as well. I mean, just talking about him as a person, but Daniel's chess was incredible. Such a talented player, and who knows how strong he could have become, right? Had he if you're really taking it serious. It's like, sometimes, I mean, I'm a Grandmaster, I play a lot, I've got quite a unique style, I love chess, but sometimes you just see chess players, right? And you're just like, oh man, I wish I could play like that. I mean, I don't get that often, because, I'm a Grandmaster, but there's some players who can just calculate and play, and I'm like, man, I'm jealous of the way you play. I've been playing all my life, I've dedicated my life to chess. Maybe my strengths are more in teaching nowadays, in understanding what kind of openings work well, what are interesting, trying to get a fun game. But like David Howe, one of my very good friends, he kind of commentates now full time, and I'm like, bloody hell, whenever I play him, whenever I watch him play, I'm like, man, I just wish I was that good. And for David, he probably says the same about his good friend Magnus. And it's like, there's some players just like, oh my god, if I could just have that ability, it'd be insane. But we've got to work with what we've got, and the same with Daniel, right? Daniel was exactly the same. Yeah. So get White again against another very strong player. So Daniel was the same. You see his ability, and I played him once at the London Chess Classic, and we had an exciting game. And he obviously knew his theory as well. We had a very exciting game, but it was, yeah. I mean, his tactical ability was incredible, really incredible. Okay, well let's see if we can push Hario, and let's go here and just open up the position with this move. And I've played this kind of setup that my opponent's done as well, and just trying to think how we should construct our position here. Bishop d3, probably going to put the bishop, because I don't know if I want my queen here or on d2. I'm just going to go for obviously the most aggressive setup I can, because it's quite provocative, the modern. And maybe now I go here, it feels a bit better. And we can... I don't know which way my king wants to go at the moment. I'm not sure. I mean, my brain is telling me queenside. And I've obviously got a big development advantage. But it's quite hard to use a development advantage unless you can open the position up. That's when your development advantage turns into something concrete, because your pieces need to flow. They need to like glide around the board, and they can't glide if they're stuck in like a room, can they? If you've got your army stuck in one room, it doesn't matter if you've got like loads more army than your opponent. They can't work. So you got to make them not Now I don't know. Do I even push one of these guys? This is the other way we could play, or do I? Okay, I'm just not sure the best way to play this. I want to try to pressurize, but we're going to do this maneuver with the idea of this, and with the idea of trying to get this square. Now, I am sort of thinking kingside here could be the way to play, just because the f-file, but then his knight might come here. So let's just play, again, nothing too committal. So his knight's come here anyway. And trying to improve these guys. I don't know if I want e5 or d5. I'm thinking I have to play one of these two moves to open it. And now I figure castling is what we want to do. And it's getting to that stage now. So yeah, so he's also trying to come around my position. And here. Okay, let's try this move now. Obviously, it's offering a pawn sacrifice, but I will get this. And remember, my idea earlier was to get this square. So he's not going for any of that, which is a little bit annoying. And we'll play this now, maybe. And he's done a good job of containing me, hasn't he? Containing me. This knight, very strong. If I move this knight, his queen comes over, so it's a bit annoying, actually. He's played this well. I want knight d4. Okay, I'm playing too slow. Okay, then he's going to come in. Yeah, it's a strange position. It feels like it should be better than it is for me, but it's not amazing. Okay, so I'm going to play here. Very passive move. I don't like playing moves like this, and I haven't really caused him any trouble. I should have done something a bit more aggressive earlier, I think. How are we going to try to open this up? Because his king side is weak, but we haven't managed to get to it. This knight, I really want to move this knight. So if I go knight here, he can take there, and his queen comes to h4. This is why I'm put off that idea, but I really want to get rid of that knight. I can't see how else. Okay, now e5. Okay, I'm just going to have to play a bit quicker. So I'm going to go here, because now knight d4. And his queen can still come in. Yeah, okay, you can have that one, obviously. So here, takes e5. Well, let's roll the dice a little bit, because we have to go for his king now. I mean, if I have to sacrifice a piece with knight f5, I damn well will, I think. And can we do that now? This. Oh, then he takes here, no? So the other option is just to take here, but that's a little bit wet. I really want to play knight f5, but then bishop takes here. Queen takes. Can't see how it's working for me. Okay, I have to take this one. Maybe I have to take it. It was probably a better move, actually. Okay, now if I take here, it takes here. It still feels there should be something here, personally. Can't see it. Cannot see it. Okay, here. How about we just go all in now? So I'm going to, again, I'm willing to sacrifice, but his pieces are offside. So if he ever wins a piece with this, we get the f5 square. And I put the rook here because I want to defend the knight and go rook g3. And I want to take on h6. So these are the ideas. I realise he might win a piece. Obviously, I haven't been able to calculate everything. So he has just defended that extremely calmly. Okay, so let's go back. And now threat. Well, I don't know if it's a threat, but I want rook g3. The knight was very good on that square. But we want rook g3. That's shadow of doubt. And if you take... Okay, so now... Has it not achieved anything? Has it not? Okay, here... It's going to take here. He's on my rook. I was hoping to do something like this, but... Still not quite getting there, is it? Should have maybe done that last move to not give him this option. Queen takes here. We have to keep throwing them at him now. And now let's grab this one. My rook is always on pre, but okay, we've got to grab this one and just bring it around to stop his rook moving. And we've got a bit of firepower going on. A little bit of firepower. This one, rook here, queen here. Ideas. Bishop takes here is a simple move. There might be some clever stuff like bishop here and some lines. I've got knight coming around. This is a nice position, but I don't have a lot of time here. Rook f6 is kind of like the move I'm enjoying the most because I've got... Okay, so he's come in, but he's allowed this now. Big check. Now, this should be good. Check here. Man, this has got to be good, surely, but I can't see the... Here, just knight here. But I'm looking for an outright win now. Check. Check. Doesn't work. Here. What have I... Okay, I've got to move quick. So, this one nearly won. Nearly won. But nearly's not good enough, is it? Okay. Now... Still looking for a killer blow here, but I can't see it. Did I miss the killer blow there? Did I miss something very strong? Now, let's actually go this way, which looks a little bit strange, but that queen is such a good piece. We want to divert it, and we want this move still in some positions. The queen here. Have I just not got anything here? Oh dear. How did he defend this? Oh, I'm running out of time as well. And my position is... Oh, no, too slow. Too slow. And I think I haven't got anything here either. Oh, fuck it. Okay. Oh, again, just not find those end results. It should have been destroying him then, really. Not at the end. I think I'm losing at the end, so... Let's just have a look. Let's have a look. We've got to be winning this at some point, surely. Maybe not. Okay, so I can do a little game review, maybe. Do a very quick one. And it was never like winning, right? And it started to go downhill around here after knight g4. So a couple of moments I like to look at. There was nothing that clear. So knight g4, we should just grab this pawn and be quite cynical of our captures, okay? And right at the end, this was maybe my best chance. Yeah, queen here. So what do we miss here? Was it just something... Was it knight f5? Remember, I wanted to play knight f5, but I didn't really go with my intention. So queen h4, but I couldn't get it to work. But maybe it was just winning. Maybe it's winning. So here, yeah, so this was the right move. You know, I was just going to play this without thinking. And I talked myself out of it. I totally talked myself out of it. So I wanted to go here. Why did I talk myself out of this move? And I thought he would go here, but now actually I don't sacrifice the piece. I just take with the knight. and I got rid of his best defensive piece. So I don't go for complications. I go for the simple option of... I'm going to put the fan on here. The lights get pretty strong. Of just knight takes, and his king will be so weak then. So this is what I wanted to play, and I wanted to just go with this, and this is probably just crushing. Oh, this is a gorgeous position. Look how weak his king is. Even rook f3 now would be killing. I know I'm a piece down, but there's no way he'll be able to survive this. So it's just moves like this that I sort of know the right move, but I taught myself out of playing them, which is fucking annoying, to be honest. You know, I should just have to play without thinking a bit more. And at the end here, funnily enough, I mean, I assumed it's winning, but it's not actually that close. This move is such a brave move to play. I thought here I was getting very excited because rook f6, but he can play this, and he's just surviving. Now this move was my first thought because it nearly wins because of this check. Boom! But he's got queen h7, defending everything, so we can't do that. So obviously we come in, and now knight c3 looks right. His queen comes back, and here it looks so dangerous for him, but he's okay. It's amazing. And the computer recommends maybe transferring the rook over here. That looks like a very good plan, but it's very strange that he's defending this with such a weakened king. But okay, we grab this one, a little bit greedy, and now the knight comes around, but there's nothing here for me, so we lost that one. So we're on 50%. There we are. And I'm just going to get another drink, so I'm just going to pause it for a brief second, but the next game for you will start soon, and let's just try to get 7.5. I haven't got 7.5 for ages. Just oh, come on, just start the next 4 games. That's where I've been actually playing all right. So 4 out of 4. Yeah, we can do it. We're gonna get 4 out of 4, get to 6 out of 8. Come on, son, come on. And I think what we need to do is sacrifice a little bit more. I think we're playing a bit too much like I don't know, like an old granny who's retired and likes a bit of knitting on the Sunday afternoon and a nice cup of hot chocolate, rather than like a crazy nutter who wants to go for the king and checkmate. And we've got to play like that caveman coming out the cave, chest raw, go for the kill. No more granny chess. No more granny chess. We're going to play like an absolute lunatic from now on. Right, so 4 out of 4, here we come, and we're properly warmed up now, so let's wheel out some French defense. Wah, wah, wah. And knight e4 is actually quite interesting there, but this is the classical variation of the French, and I think is this what Gukesh played against Ding Liren? Fuck, what's happened here? So fuck, because maybe I should have taken there first. I've just realised. Have I done something bad here? Okay, what this could be really bad for me, but I have big centre, so he's got 2 ideas here. I think I should have taken on d4 first, but yeah, I wish I knew the theory. It just feels like, maybe it's all right. Maybe this is all right. If he takes here, I'm going to get a massive centre, right? I guess we take with this pawn. And we don't want to exchange queens, but we're hoping to win this as well. So he's going to try and come here and castle, which would be nice to stop. So let's bring the knight in. Maybe a d3. This is interesting. This is more crazy stuff. When we said we want to sacrifice, have a rook, Viktor. Have a rook on me, my friend. I don't need rooks. I need kings. Kings, my friend. Kings, I say. Starting to sound a little bit crazy, aren't they? Just a tad. Okay, in they fly, and now they just fly, and obviously d3 is the idea. Very interesting position. I'm probably losing because the rook is a rook, but who cares? We've got some funky stuff going, and we could just go boom, 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 and then only be the exchange down. So we keep coming forwards with the pieces. Maybe now he does this and we start to run out of ideas. Should I take him with a pawn there? Was that a better idea? Because pieces here are quite important, and he is coming this way. I don't really feel something... Okay, yeah, I should have taken with a pawn, shouldn't I? That was a bad decision from me. Takes. Still got these guys as well. Fucking me about. I got a little bit excited there, didn't I? Okay, nothing else happening here. Bishop here. Queen here. Don't believe this much anymore. Here takes. He takes the knight. He's getting his pieces in the game. Knight here. Knight here. Well, okay. Well, yeah, why did I play like that? Very bad choice from me. Excitability. Okay, now I think we have to try this one, but if he takes, I've got to come back. He's also got this. Shit. Oh, well, fuck that. We missed that one, didn't we? Okay. We didn't even shine that bright in this game. How many pieces we got? Have we got anything here? I don't think so. I don't think we got enough pieces here, have we? We are seriously lacking some pieces in this position. Seriously lacking some pieces. Okay, we'll keep punting a little bit. How many have we got? We've got so little pieces here. It's ridiculous. I haven't even been able to count properly here. This is really not a lot of compensation. But we can still punt. Can we? Can we even punt here, Simon? Okay, he can even give his queen back like this. And, you know, now I'm picking up the knight. Okay. What happened? For some reason, I haven't been able to count it here. Was I a lot of pieces? It seemed like I was a queen and a rook down, and now I'm actually going to be okay. What happened, people? Am I going to be okay? It feels like this might not be too shabby. You know, look at this. Might not be too shabby. I've got a bit of compensation here. My pawns. I'm nearly going to have two connected pass pawns there. Okay, but he's done well. He's done well to stop that. And this position, I'm not sure about, because we do have two connected pass pawns. There we go. Two connected, and two connected pass pawns is pretty damn tasty, in my opinion. No. Okay, so I'm going to go here, and the reason is I don't want him playing h6, because he's trying to get some oomph down here, but he hasn't been able to do that. He can take, but then my pawns are really going to be strong. He's got this h pawn. I don't know how that is, but our plan is simple. Push. Maybe I can bring my king just to stop that, and this is very slow, so let's push. Here they come. And I can support. I don't know which way is better, if here or here, but maybe it's not so relevant. You don't ever really want to play a move like this where you make your rook so passive. You know, putting the rook on a3. I wouldn't be able to bring myself to play that. Defend 2-2 passive. And now we're going to try and just support the guys coming through. So my idea here is c4 checkmate. Now I think we can play this because f4, c4. And this c4 move, very hard to stop. It's a major threat. So he's had to give it up. And now there's probably more than one way to win this. Check is, I think, the simplest. Because if he comes back, now we grab this one. And we don't worry about the a-pawn. The a-pawn is completely irrelevant. Our pass pawns are going to win. So, boom! c4. Put it in your pipe and smoke it. And great sacrificial play there. And that was more like the crazy shit that we come to expect on this channel. Unsound, unclear, fun, chaotic. And if you try at home, you will lose all your games, but who knows? Okay, well, should we have a look at that just to see if it was complete nonsense? I think sometimes it's best not to analyse with the computer because it just says, Simon, idiot. But then you've got to go with your gut feeling. And this I don't know, it felt to me like we had some play. So this move, okay, here, 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 and we're only 3 pawns down, but weirdly enough, I felt quite confident here, which is insane. So, yes. So my friend's just ringing at the moment. I better just answer him back. Sorry about this, just live. Doing a show. Sorry. Here we go. So, yeah, so this one, okay, here, and now we've got E3 ideas coming through. D3 ideas, should we say? He moves his king out of the way. Now this one, I was getting a little bit happier here. And actually, knight takes is kind of all right. But what do we do after bishop E3? Well, we have to take here. I mean, this is obviously nonsense. I don't know how we won this, actually. How minus do you think we go? How far down do you think we go? I mean, it's... Let's see. So, 4. Can we get lower than 4? I think we're going to go lower than 4. Okay. No, we're getting to 4.6. 4.8. Can we get to 5? Can we make it? 4.95. No, I think for now it starts to get better. And now he gave the queen up. And of course he should go the other way, because as soon as he goes here, look, boom. Suddenly the position is equal, because I would rather be black here. It's much easier for black to play. My bishop sits here. These pawns and my king are very centralized. I'm coming through the middle. And the position is weirdly even. What a very peculiar game that was. And we need more like that. We need more absolute nonsense. Absolute nonsense game that was. But it was fun. So that is the first of 4 wins. We're now going to win the next 3. And we're going to get to 6 out of 8. I can feel it. After that lucky little encounter. And yeah, like I said, I've just got back from Rose today, and my friend's wondering if I want to go to boxing later, but I'm a little bit run down. It's been a lot of chess recently, and I sleep so badly. I mean, I've started to take melatonin, but it doesn't really help me that much. Even I take quite a large amount of that, and don't know what helps sleep. What I should really do is meditation. All this really normal stuff that people do. Don't eat before bed. Don't look at your phone. But I just don't do any of that. Cat wakes me up. No offense to Cat over there. And Cat's even in a bad mood with me, because the cat was on the bed and I moved and I nearly squashed the cat. Quite a big person. So even the cat is in a mood with me. The cat ran away screaming, like, "You bastard! I was sleeping and you tried to squash me. Why? Why'd you do that?" So, yes, well, there we go. I mean, you just get used to having little sleep at some point in your life, but maybe I should to box or not to box. That is the question. We'll decide later. Okay, we're in with another game. Now, we've played D4 all day. Let's switch it up. It's nice to play some different openings. And I'm always a little bit cautious about playing Indian players, because they're so underrated. Let's just play A3, one of my old favourite moves, because we get quite a unique position. And he's playing like he knows exactly what he's doing. So he's playing instantaneous. Maybe he does. Maybe he's just a bloody genius, this guy. An absolute legend of a player. And I don't know what I'm doing. I'm putting my pieces on rather strange squares here, aren't I? I mean, what the fuck is the bishop doing there? I have to ask yourself, bishop, why did you go there? Because you're going to get hit. And you're going to look really stupid, aren't you? Here it comes. And it does. It comes in. Okay, so I'm now going to play this ridiculous move, because I just want to get off this diagonal, and I want sort of some queen A1 maybe. Okay, so he takes there. Still don't know what's happening here. Right, on passant. Don't. Oh God, don't on passant, my friend. And this bishop is just stupid. So what is my plan here? I'd love to go bishops. I'd love to do anything with this piece. So that is okay. I'm just going to go here because I might try f4, but not liking that. A little bit worse here, but that's sometimes what happens when you play stupid openings. And he's coming around now, making use of my this. I'm so just really is starting to look like an idiot now, isn't it? It really is starting to look like this is a drunk bishop, if I've ever seen one. I mean, what are you doing, Bischoff? Okay, let's come in. And yeah, that worked well. I'm playing like an absolute bellend at the moment. I think that's an English swear word meaning something I better not repeat. Okay, so now we are maybe going to get the bishop out of the way. Okay, so he takes it. Quality play. And he gets rid of my bishop. Maybe it's not that big a deal. Now, I'm going to try and get rid of his bishop. But yes, he comes over here. And this position just hasn't been fun for me at all. I haven't had any fun in this game as of yet. Here he takes, this one drops. And this is a real problem. My position stinks. Absolutely fucking stinks. He's got rook c8 coming. It's really smelly. I mean, not just smelly. It's okay. A bit desperate, this move. Trying to generate something with a mere pawn, which is not really set to work, is it? I mean, and he plays a move threatening, I guess, knight takes here. So, if I go here, he takes there. He wants to take this pawn pretty much whatever I do. Can I do anything about it? Now, I could... Here, knight takes pawn. And... Okay, so we can... I think we have to let him take this. Okay, so he doesn't want to get his bishop trapped in. Now, if I move this... I'm getting absolutely whipped. Okay, I'm gonna sack it because my position is terrible. And when I say sack, I'm dreaming of a knight c6 Christmas, just like the checkmates you used to do. So knight takes here, knight h6 would be beautiful. But I'm desperate. When you're desperate, you have to spice up things, and that is most likely the end of my spice. Now, this is the other idea that I had with, again, it's desperate, but I'm much happier now than I was earlier, because if I can somehow open this up, pawn takes pawn, or if he takes, I have a dream. Martin Luther King. So he should, if he goes a3, well, I take it. Or do I go bishop a1? One of those two ones. So we've got some action. We've got some action in a very dubious position. We've managed to create chaos. And that's probably my speciality, creating chaos, which is not always a good thing. You know, sometimes you want the calmer waters, the tranquil waters of life. Now, can I take here and give my queen up? That would be too damn sexy. So I think we're going to have to do this. And of course I'm losing here. Of course I'm losing. Because my bishop is... Oh, look at this. He's just playing very cynical chess, isn't he? And he's found all these good moves to get rid of the queens. But I do hear a knight and bishop is... A knight's better than a rook and a bishop's better than a rook. Is that true? Is that true? Is that I'm sure I've heard that. Who told me that? Someone told me that. Yeah, is that true? Did someone say that? And yeah, this is not good. So we are again struggling. We create a bit of chaos, but he found his way through the chaos. So we've got to kind of just pray that he can't break us down here. So, oh no, I meant to go f2 there. That was a mouse slip. Probably a good time to mouse slip in a... Oh, yes, I needed king f3, you see. I mean, you know, that would have made it a little bit tricky for him. It's annoying when you... Fuck. So I've just given him another pawn, which you can't give when you're losing. Had my king been on f3, actually, I don't know. I mean, it's obviously losing, but he has some work to do. Now it's just completely lost. So, being a minor disaster, this one. This a3 gambit used to work maybe 20 years ago, but black never accepts the gambit nowadays, and he always get a bad position, so it doesn't work very well anymore. And not really sure even what I'm hoping to do in this position. That's the worst thing. I need my bishop on e3 to try and cover, but even then it's not good. His rooks have found a bit of life, and here he comes. So we let him mate us somehow. Do I want to give him that much satisfaction in life? Not really. Okay, and here he's going to take, and he gets his satisfaction, so we resign. Okay, that was just bad. I didn't really get into that at all. The experiment, and it doesn't work. And was there any moment there? I felt like I was getting back into the game, but no, I probably didn't get back into the game at all. He defended well, and he played again. Just another very good Indian player who I've never heard of, and that's no offense. It's just the way it is. And this bishop d3 was clearly not a great move at all. I should have just put the pawn on d4 as the computer gives, and that would have been much more okay. And he found all these good moves around this point when it sort of feels like I've got a little bit of action going. So that's the only noteworthy position to look at, was around about here. And of course we're completely lost here, but in blitz with the dark square bishop, you know, he has to be careful, and he played it well. This was a really good move because, you know, this is dangerous. We're a rook down, but if he starts playing very passively and moving this back, we can take here, and his king is very exposed. This was a really good move. Now maybe I should have tried this, but as the computer says, knight takes here, and now I just don't get time. I don't get time. I need one more move. If I had this pawn here, we're really getting a lot of fun because his king is tragically weak, but we're just lacking that one extra tempo in the position there. So we didn't manage to have that little extra move, unfortunately. Okay, well, we need to get the next two. We're sticking to this 50% at the moment. Not particularly grand, but these players are playing good. They seem to be playing really well in 5 minute chess. So I'm going to pause it in mind, but the action will start immediately for you. Right, so about halfway through today's Title Tuesday. Two more games, and we get to the next break. So let's stick to the French. Everyone plays this knight c3 now, and we're going to roll the dice with this one, just to unbalance things a little bit. And you get this very weird structure where you try to play c5. Now, it's unlikely this is sound, and I looked at this years ago, probably like 25 years ago. This line, is it knight here? But I remember thinking it's quite an interesting idea. I think it was an idea of Grandmaster Danny King. Danny King, English Grandmaster. He's got a great YouTube channel. I highly recommend his YouTube channel. Now, can we go there? There, takes here, check. Don't think so, because he goes queen takes. So check, c3. He's got b4 ideas. So knight takes, b4 is a pain, right? Nearly queen takes nearly works. Queen takes knight. Why am I thinking of such stupidity? I really just need to. I'll show you what I was thinking of after the game, but I'm trying to lose my queen in the most craziest way I can. There was some line here, c3, knight takes here, knight d3. Oh, God, yeah, I don't think it was working. It was too much. I mean, what the fuck was I thinking of? Okay, should we stop something coming here? Because this kind of idea seems a little bit scary. Let's just stop a bishop or a knight coming here. Try to grab one of these guys and play chess. And obviously, in the long term, my pawn is quite weak. But he's got a couple of weak pawns as well. And we're out of the books. Okay, so he's saving that one. So I guess we should grab this one. Not sure about that one. Should I have grabbed a queen? Because this pin, no, it's okay, maybe. Strange position this, and I think we should castle. And if bishop here, we have bishop f6 at the right moment. So I want f5 and bishop f6, I think. And then this guy is waiting to do something. Interesting position. Interesting position. I'm not sure it's a great position, but it's interesting. And that's what we're trying to get. So bishop here, I probably will go f5 and then bishop f6. So this is my plan. Try to get these two moves in. Because then my bishop defends the knight. My pawn on f5 has chances later to... Whoa! Off we go! Attack! King. Remember the analogy. You see a king, you kill the king. No flipping about. King, kill. King, kill. King, king, king. King, kill. Go for the king. Kill the king. King. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. So that's what we're going for. King kill. I would love to get this guy in the game. Maybe we should play these two moves, and even with, but it's not really going anywhere. This guy, I feel. Has my opponent fallen asleep? So he plays a waiting, strange move there. He's coming with this one immediately. That's peculiar play. Now, do I take on pass on? Some tempting moves here. Takes, knight takes, and his idea is stop knight g4, but I think I'm just gonna. No, let's open it up because we've got the e pawn. We've got the e pawn. Now, if I take, he has this check somewhere. So, what if we come back? So I want two more moves now. I want e5 and bishop e6 with a great position. So let's go e5. Now, if he comes check somewhere, we just slip away. And now he's played it correctly because he stopped my simple development plan of bishop e6. So he comes straight in. That knight seems too strong. We have to get rid of that one. So I've got to take it. And now just really would love to play this move, but I can't do it easily. So let's move the rook here and then try to play it. Obviously, it'd be nice to get the rook in. My opponent potentially wants knight bishop here. So rook here, bishop here is a little bit annoying. If I give me a little kick, does that help me at all? Not sure. Let's see where he puts that piece. Gives my king the escape square. If he goes to e3, I can hit it with f5. So we're trying to get in tempo. Now I'm just wondering if this is, yeah, fuck it, we'll do it. Excuse my French. And the main reason is I can go here, and if his bishop comes in, I can go rook e7 now. So I kind of just wanted to get these connected. Now he has got this idea of coming in. Am I a little bit overextended? I don't want his rook coming in here for free. And I might even put my bishop on c8. It's a strange position because I don't really also want to push my pawns. Because if I push my pawns, I give him squares. So it's like, what do? I don't want to push my pawns, but I've got to be, well, I do, but I've got to be very careful I do it. Maybe the f pawn. And then the g pawn. Maybe this is what we're trying to achieve. And I think bishop c8 is a good move. And he still wants to come in here, right? Which is also a good move. Good plan. Okay, we have to play this. And now I'm going to go here. And he's coming in here. This is his idea. And I've got to hold these squares as long as I can. And try to play this. And at some point get this over. So what's his idea now? He wants here. He wants. Does he just want to take and bishop f5 takes and comes in? Takes, pawn takes. Does that cover everything? Okay, let's see. So if he takes here, he wants to come here. So okay, and let's go over here. So we avoid a check in some lines. And this is the move we're trying for, right? Now, bishop e4, I thought was his plan. And bishop e4 to me looks like a good plan, but he hasn't played it. Okay, time is something I've got to play for now. Okay, so I'm trying to... Got to watch out for this. He can take here. Fuck. Tactics. Missed it. And he plays this immediately, which is also very good. But this gives me another idea of taking here. Now he can go queen takes, which might be the right move. Because pawn takes, I push. Queen takes, takes, check. Takes. Okay, so we have to come to e5 with the king. I have to go forwards. We've gained a tempo on the rook. And if he checks, I come to e5. But then he takes here. And very strange. My king active in this ending. I'm hoping that... Yeah, so he has to go here. I have to take here. And we get this strange ending. Where b6 at least doesn't lose a pawn. And my king is active. So some chances with the active king. No? Active king, but what about the rook? We need to get the rook in. Now king comes here, so it stops my idea. I'm going to just run with this guy, see if I can get him somewhere. Okay, we go here. This is quite risky what I'm doing. I'm trying to play for the win. And not necessarily wise to do that. Should be a draw, shouldn't it? But we can flag him. Which is part of the game, I'm afraid. He's giving me a chance now. Or get flagged, which is part of the game as well, yeah? It's quite rude to flag in this position. Okay, fair enough. We have a draw. Okay. Ending, some chances, maybe some slight chances there. You know, but not because my king was a little bit better, but he defended pretty okay, didn't he? And we're just doing 50% now at all these tournaments. It's like literally, can we get out of the 50% ruck? I think we need to start well then, and we need to sort of get the power building. That's the only way to really, you know, get motoring in one of these Title Tuesday. But we're gonna try to finish strong. And this is it was interesting, and my opponent missed some chances here. So the first chance he had was now bishop takes c6 and rook takes e5 and then bishop d4, and that, as the computer says, is winning. The way he played it, not so clear, because now I can take with a knight. He should have got rid of my knight. And we go into this ending, and the ending, if anyone's better, it's probably me, because my king is a little bit more funky. Now we haven't done the bird shit for a while, so let's wheel out the birds, and we really need to win this game and get. What have we got? We got 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. So we need to win the next 4 to get to that 7.5. So come on, let's try to motivate myself a little bit more, and let's try to play a little bit better than we've been doing. So he's playing a reverse London system. And the setup, generally go for against this is with g3 and bishop g2, but there are other ways you can play. And I find this the most flexible way to play. And my opponent's also playing the critical move because he wants to play this break at some moment. Maybe I should have castled earlier. Okay, we'll try to hold that up as long as possible. We can think about sacrificing here. And I probably... He's playing again, very critical move. So I'm going to take and get this one in. And should have castled earlier, I'm feeling now, but I think I can still castle because this check, my bishop is defended just about, but I've got to be a little bit careful about d4 square. I'm more worried about him, you know, checking and coming in with a knight to d4. Everyone plays so well now. Chess is such a bloody hard game. I've got to castle. I don't see any other option. Castling is what I've got to try here. And now he's going to try to come in and control d4. See, everyone just knows how to play chess now. Didn't used to. People get better. And he comes in. I can't let that lay. I have to take that one. There's no other possibility. And he's got the d4 square, but it's okay. This is still okay. He's only got one square. Got knight d2, h3 coming, which we're playing quickly. And also we've got a lovely c4 square. So I maybe even think white could be better here for a change. For a change, I could have the advantage, maybe. So knight c4, I think is a nice outpost because he hasn't got b5 at any moment. And let's now break that pin. Now he probably, maybe should think about sacrificing that, but first of all, he has to take here. And this is my key piece. So he plays a move. I don't really know how that helps him. Is he getting ready to do this? Not sure. Maybe. I was thinking about e5, but I don't want to give him this square for the knight. So g5 is more fun. And then we go f5, and then we checkmate. Is the plan. Maybe his plan should be to come knight b6 to get rid of my knight. Because this knight, if he gets through the knight, he's doing well. So I could actually be encouraging him to play quite a good positional idea. And because of that, I'm now... Okay, so he comes with this straight away. So I have encouraged him. Nice one, Simon. So now I'm going to play here. Because the bishop opens and he doesn't have d5. And is he now threatening to take this one? Okay, doke. Which I think he is threatening, yeah? My move, though. And let's come in first. Now, at some point, if I was black, I'd just whip that knight off. That knight is just too annoying. I'd just take it. I wouldn't let it sit anymore in my position. But he keeps it sitting. Okay, so let's keep just going forwards and trying to get to his king, because he's definitely got better. He's definitely got the queen side. He can take here. He can come in here. Blah blah blah. And we've got to try and get into the king on the light squares. Get in. Come on, in we come. The rook comes over. So he's done maybe a very clever move there. Takes. Maybe very clever, but it's my move. Can we take here first? Well, okay, maybe. It's getting tactical. This move should help me. Now, takes. Come on, there should be some idea there. Like, I want bishop here, but it doesn't work, no? Takes. Okay, I think we don't have to do it. You've got some crazy ideas like this now. And then queen here, but there's no threats. So let's do this. So we've also got bishop here. And if he takes the rook, we checkmate him. The other thing we can do is attack the bishop with the queen, but then queen takes here. So I think we should... Right, running a bit short of time, so I don't really want to swap queens, but what else to do? Okay, let's play here? Did I miss something? Very possible. You know, sometimes you've got the spider senses and you think, I wish I had a bit more time, because you can feel there's something there. Now, this one loses because of check and mate. So he's got to play queen takes here, or bishop takes is okay. But bishop takes felt a little bit more risky for some reason. Okay, now we can... And bishop e7, queen in here. I was thinking maybe I should have gone queen there anyway, actually. And he's coming. Oh, fuck, he's coming across. Shit, missed that one. Oh, bugger. Oh, man. Simon. Why don't I go in with the queen straight away? This is stupid. Wow, okay. That was a big mistake. And actually, you can just take here now. Oh, Simon. Oh, very bad. Very bad. And, yeah, I think I'm just losing now, yeah? So, okay, he's showing who the boss is by repeating. Yeah, you can just take this one, right? I mean, bit of a tough middle section, this. My opponents have been playing good, aggressive moves, and yeah, I just went a little bit wrong there. Maybe this time control, I'm going to have to get more, adapt a little bit more too. Not fine well. Will he see it? Will he just see this simple idea? This is completely simple. It's completely winning. There's no reason at all not to play it, and he's played it. And he can't be going for a draw. It'd be madness to go for a draw here. He's completely winning. And I don't even want him to go for a draw, but what else to do? I mean, he can just check, and he isn't. But okay, but why did he do it this way? This seems very risky, because now rook here. Now I've got some options, right? He's played for the win in a very risky way. Rook here could be the safest, but yeah, I think he just missed. He could take this one. He just missed. He could take this one with his rook, which is just completely game over. This is still good for him because he's got ideas of the rook coming down if he can time it well. But my position is a lot better than it was. Now, okay, I've got to go here because there's a queen h2, mate. Queen h2 is there, but I'm hoping I can just step away. So the bishop was attacked there. We moved the bishop out of the way. I'd love to get this one in, but, you know, this combination is always stopping me doing that here. So he moves his rook into position to strike. Now check here is dangerous, but takes, check here, check here. I don't see his kill, so we're going to be brave and take this one. And see if this one covers a rook c2, so I'm hoping my king is safest on e2 here. So he comes this way, and he comes back around. Now my bishop is a very good defender on somewhere like this. Nope, because he wins my queen. So it's still tricky, this position. Bishop in the center, maybe. Central square, try to guard as many things as I can. I'd love to get this over, but he blocks it. Oh, and I've still fallen into this. Still fallen into it. How did I fall into it when I saw it? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. I saw that and I fell into it anyway. Fucking hell. Okay. So, frustrate myself so much playing chess. Now, I mean, I don't think have I ever dirty flagged anyone in my life? Doubtful. Doubtful. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, shit. He's done a very clever idea there. Oh! Okay. Well, the best we can get is 6.5. So, time for a break. That was a very bad segment. And we're just going to have to do better. Okay, so 3 games to go. But I did manage to just fit in a piece of cake. So life is not all too bad. Right, let's get back to what we know, like the Dutch. And I love it when we get these two little guys working together to cause a bit of mayhem. And I find the Ukrainian names, and excuse my ignorance here, it clearly is ignorance. How am I supposed to write that down? Because normally what I do, you're making my life hard, aren't you, Bo? You know, I can't speak the Ukrainian alphabet, and when I write down, I'm playing blah, 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 in, you know, I'm going to call you Bo. Hope you don't mind. You know, just like it looks like a bow. How the hell am I supposed to do that, eh? Hey? Anyway, can we do some annoying stuff before he castles? Because when he castles, he's probably going to be all right, yeah? Now, I was thinking about his check here, but it doesn't really go anywhere. This pawn coming forwards doesn't really go anywhere. The check here. Okay, let's flick in this check because he does, and he does move his knight out. Okay, I'm gonna take here before my pawn becomes a little bit too weak. And now I kind of like to do something like this to stop him castling, but this is the only move that. Then I take his pawn. So let's try to annoy him and try to keep his king stuck in the middle. I only need one more move, and then we're going to really get some threats. Like my bishop can come around here, my rook can come to e8, this kind of stuff. So is he hinting at castling the other way? Well, okay, we'll develop a piece because his queen is now a target. Okay, defends that, fair enough. And now, again, we try to use the positioning of his queen. So the bishop wants to improve and the knight. And we will bring the knight in. We don't have to worry about our queen as of yet because we can start taking his queen with check. And this queen move may have turned out to be a little bit annoying for him now because he hasn't got his king safe. Now, where does he put his queen? This is okay, so he puts it back. Now, if I come back, he goes here with the knight. So I probably have to offer the exchange of queens, which is not what I want, unless we got this one. Okay, but then he goes knight here. Okay, let's go for it. Let's go here. This is really tempting fate. Now, if he goes here, I can take, and my big threat here is knight d3. Okay, and obviously he's just come here and he's made me look like a wally. So I have to now go here. I've helped him improve his rook. Nice idea, Simon. You saw some tactics and they didn't work. And now he can castle. But if he castles, he hasn't castled. Is there any other way I can keep? Okay, let's go in here. Any way to keep the position a little bit funky. Because he still can't castle. And I just need these couple of moves to really start causing some threats. Bishop here is a lovely diagonal because f3 has weakened him. I might be threatening knight f3 and queen takes bishop as an immediate threat. So he moves his king. Now, maybe there's better ways to do this. I think it's now going to be better here. My bishop on this diagonal looks good, but not doing so much. The bishop here sets up ideas of knight c4, queen takes b2 check, and queen takes c3. This is a better square for the bishop. And I've got some very easy moves to play. Bishop d7, rook e8, rook c8. And all of his pieces are just a bit clumsy, aren't they? So this is a nice position for me. Nice position. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some tactical ideas here. But I can't see him at the moment, so we develop. Now, knight c4 is always good, but don't need to do that yet. And let's bring them in. Now, knight takes f3 as a move, because bishop takes c3. Rook takes c3 is coming. If he comes in here, well, maybe he should. Maybe he should just throw the knight in before his position gets worse. But he's trying to defend things. trying to defend. Okay, so I'm just going to move this rook. I don't think my rook's needed on the F file, and this file looks a little bit more purposeful. Does he want bishop here with a draw? That'd be very sad to allow some draw like that. Well, then I've got knight here. Okay, let's try it. That looks like fun. So bishop d8, going for a draw, knight c4. And we get a weird ending. So let's... I don't see any other way. Otherwise, it's a draw. I have to try this move to avoid a draw. And the idea is bishop takes here, knight takes d2. He has to take my queen, because otherwise I'm going to take his bishop on the next move. And at least I'm still gaining tempo. My knight sort of... I don't know. His position's probably all right here, though. I only saw I had one check, but his king just goes away. So what? So do we throw check in or do we not? I'm going to go here, but I'm not convinced by my position anymore. Now we have this check. Now I wanted this one. I'm still trying to attack him. So I want takes and check. Okay, let's go for it. But this could really backfire. This is such a strong piece. How about rook here then? Do we have any mating ideas? Very close to... Okay, takes here. Check here. Check, takes. Knight f3. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Is this working? Is this working? Now, I want to go here and knight f3. Is that mate? Is that a beautiful mate coming up? Is it? Put it in your pipe and smoke it, mate. Is it? A beauty. Is it? Oh, I might just go here. No, let's not. Let's just mate him. Boom! What a beauty. And sometimes, all a title Tuesday, it makes sense when you can just finish a game like that. Because that was mwah, mwah. Just in the nick of time. His king gets trapped. And probably an okay game there. Now, I was actually thinking of being a little bit cheeky there and going rook takes h2 first. Rook takes h2, so I do a rook sacrifice. But then I actually realised if I go rook takes h2, he'll probably go king g5. And I will regret not mating him for the rest of the evening. And it will spoil my evening. And generally, if you see a checkmate in one move, it's worth playing it. Boom. So have we clawed our way back to, what, 50% now? 4.5 out of, what are we on? How many rounds? Let's have a look. We're on 50%. So, I mean, this is really what we've been scoring recently. I'm going to have to improve that. And let's just try to get to 6.5. So we need more stuff like that. Because we were attacking him throughout that. And this had to be calculated a little bit carefully, because if it doesn't work, I'm giving up this diagonal and I'm allowing knight f6 as an idea. But my whole plan, all my pieces are like flowing quite nicely there, weren't they? They were working. After g5, the other move I thought he could try was knight in here. But then I am covering that square of a lot of pieces, so I think I can just get away with doing it. And we just managed to keep enough pressure up against him. And actually, this is all my pieces just work really well. Even without the queens on the board, this was a killer in Manila. And the only other thing he could do was this. But now I was thinking I take here, check. He goes here. And we could take the bishop, but then he goes knight takes in here. So I wanted to do this one. This looked like some serious problems for him, because we're threatening rook takes bishop checkmate now. Not just check, but that's checkmate, because we unleash this. And if he tries to kick this away, we can always come in here. And the check, not so worrying, because he's not hitting my bishop. So I think this is going to be winning around this point. And a nice little finish, let's say, attacks my bishop, checkmate. That's quite a pretty little sting in the tail there. Okay, so 2 games to go. And it's good to see, just looking at scores, that Bortnik, who again I don't know, but Bortnik, as far as I'm aware, was one of Daniel's best friends. So I'm sure Daniel will be very happy if he wins and does well in Title Tuesday. And I'm sure Daniel is looking down, hopefully a bit happier now from whatever happened. But let's just, as a community, try not to let that happen ever again. And if you see anyone struggling, then help them. And you know, a lot of streamers and people, they put themselves on the line a lot, and that pressure is something, like I say, is new for civilization. To have this kind of ongoing pressure where you're analysed by the world when you don't want to be, really, you know. And yeah, I kind of think that that's probably what got to him too much, yeah. But I don't know. It's obviously just could have been many things, and I shouldn't speculate. I should just remember his great chess. And I'm trying to think how our game went at the London Classic. I mean, I played him a couple of times online, but he was always much better than me, Daniel. Much better than me. I played him once or twice down the Good Night. We had a great night down there. But I think we had a French defence where he crushed me in the London Chess Classic, probably the only time. I know he didn't really like travelling too much, which was another thing. When I was speaking to him, I think he, you know, found the whole hassle of travelling like hectic, which I totally understand. And it's these little things you have to wonder if Daniel had the urge to travel more. Let's play in English. How much stronger would he be? Because, you know, he didn't really travel, right? He only travelled in America. And had he played like the circuit in Europe more, you know, played in Russia, he spoke Russian, how actually strong could he have been? And, you know, he was so strong anyway. You know, he could have been, I don't know. You never know. And that's one of the sad things, isn't it? That lost strength of you know, that lost ability. So he concentrated with the commentary, and at least he brought a lot of people a lot of enjoyment from that, which shouldn't be underestimated. Got a lot of people into chess, shared that love of this great game, and it is a great game. I mean, it's a beautiful game, and it's definitely saved me from probably similar fates. Okay, so we're playing a little line of the English, which I cover in my chessboard course on the Iron English, and this line, I'm trying to think. I think it's Gwaine Jones who basically I first saw play it, and I'm just trying to think the right continuation. I want to get my bishop out, so if I get my bishop out, all my pieces seem to be working, and then I can start going for the attack. So a bishop on b2, pointing towards his king, logical. And queen there I was thinking about, but then I saw g6, queen here, bishop g5, trapping my queen, and didn't like the look of that. So let's get the bishop to b2, and then we can think about ideas of knight h5, coming for g7. So he's played a interesting move there. Any ideas? Can't see any ideas, so I'm just going to continue. I mean, I could have done something about that pawn, but might as well just continue. Okay, so this bishop very strong, so we want to annoy that one. But if I go knight here, he takes. So knight here, he goes bishop e5. So this could be a good plan that my opponent's come up with. Okay, I'm going to go rook here because I want to defend d2 for if my queen comes in. My other rook most likely wants to swing here because I want to concentrate all my forces at his king, right? Remember what we said earlier, much more fun when you attack the king. Let's not worry about the queen side. Let's just go for the king. Queen side, queen side. Who wants to go for the queen side? What's on the queen side? Nothing. Nothing. That's where the king is. Look where the king is and kill. That should be on a t-shirt. Look where the king is and kill. Simple. Don't overcomplicate. And I'm thinking here, I still don't know what I'm going to do if he goes g6, I'll be honest there. So I'm not actually sure what my next move is here. I'm hoping I'll have some inspiration. Now, do we go... that seems like the wrong way, doesn't it? Do we push Harry? This one, he goes here. Let's go this way, because now he's left this one a little bit nibbly. So if he comes here, which I think should be best, I can start piling up. So we can create a threat, at least, and we can get our last piece in, at least. So they're all sort of going the right way. Now, I don't think I have a threat, but, you know, tripled pieces could be dangerous. I don't care if he wins a pawn over there. Completely irrelevant. I mean, he might just win everything over there and win the game. But as soon as he moves his pawn, I have d4 as a possibility, which, again, gets very complicated with this kind of thing. But d4 would break his defense, because this bishop, if that bishop wasn't there, I'd start having sacrifices, lots of things. So this bishop is key, and I can't move it away easily. So now yeah, obviously he's also playing some good ideas. This one. Now if I go here, everything come. Okay, let's just do this nice and calm. If he takes, I take. I come in here. Even that is unclear, to be honest. Oh no, it's back rank. I take on e8. I go rook f8. So this would lose to takes, which obviously I saw before I played it. Check, king here, takes here, blah blah blah. Okay, so he's come around. Now with the same idea. Okay, it's starting to feel like I really want to play this, but again, it's not. He's defended this well. Okay, we're gonna have to come back in. These guys are good, so he keeps them on the board. Playing well, my opponent. And now let's try and really open up the king side. Obviously, if he takes, we take with the pawn. We want to keep the queens on the board, as we nearly always do. And if he takes here ever, then maybe d4 is what we play without thinking. And if knight takes, we just embrace the mayhem that occurs there. So, okay, so we keep the queens on the board. And I want this guy out of the way, because then queen here. So he defends that. But now we switch. So we come round, trying to gain access there. If he comes here, I can take it and I get here. So this really should start to be something now. What about knight? Check. Check. Does that work? Knight here takes. We come in. Bishop takes. Queen f8. Let's go for it. Here. We're really trying now. And the point is, queen f8 if he goes bishop takes knight. I have to calculate that. I'm a bit slow. Queen takes f8. Rook takes. Rook takes. And this one. Boo! Cry little tears of pain, my friend. Cry little tears of pain. And there we go. That is the way to kill. Build up. And blow their fucking head off. That's the way you're gonna rock and roll. And yeah, I mean, again, I think that was all right. 23 moves. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't all sound, but it seemed like a decent build up. Just gonna get rid of some of these windows. And look at that, nice. It's weird. Like some of the games I've played today have been pretty damn good, right? 93%. I mean, if I could play like that, you have a good chance of winning the whole thing. And I kind of play like that was just like a nearly perfect game. But then other games, I play like a rabid animal who's just literally been introduced to the chessboard for the first time and has no idea how to move the pieces and is just dribbling over it like that. A rabid rabbit. That's what I could be explained as other occasions. So it's weird. I wish, I've just got to play like that every game and we win Title Tuesday. Symbols. But now we at least get 50%. Thank God, for goodness for that. And if we win the last round, 6.5 is at the moment a respectable score for me. But we're trying to have a fun game. And you can see the power of this. I mean, this is not quite the Alekhines gun. The Alekhines gun is when you have the two rooks and the queen is like behind them, like that. That's what the Alekhines gun is called. But I think this last move was a bit of a killer, wasn't it? This knight coming here, that was one hell of a sexy move to play. Yeah, that was a lovely move to play because all of a sudden, queen takes bishop as a threat. And if he takes here, well, if he takes here, it's the same thing. Kaplonk. That would be a lovely way to end the game. And if he tries to defend here, I don't know how he can defend because he can't defend queen takes bishop or queen here. So there's too much. This powerhouse. And it kind of shows you that just little building up moves, you sometimes don't have to, look for the big knockout. So this idea of rook f2, I think, was key. And number one's to defend here, but number two is you're just building up. You want this one, and you want this one at the right moment. And you're asking your opponent, what are you doing? What are you actually doing? I mean, rather than just defending, are you doing anything? So, you know, little building up moves on the right area of the board. It's just like loading your gun, isn't it? You know, you got your gun, but you need to put some bullets in it. Load that gun up. Right, one more game to go. We're going to have a bit of fun in this last game. And we'll try to finish on a bit of a high. And 6.5 at the moment is all right for me. Don't know why I've been playing so terrible last thing, but we will. I keep saying it every week. Sometime we're gonna go over 6.5. If we get 6.5 this week, of course. I really feel like gambling massively in this last game, so it'd be something good coming up here. Okay, so a tough last round against. I mean, again, you have to forget about their ratings sometimes. This guy 20. I mean, their titles. This guy 2900. Only a CM though, and I've played this guy quite a fair few times before, and he is very quick and very, very good. So let's see how we get on. Now, I do like this opening for black. We get a reversed Botvinnik English, which is pretty nice, and he's aiming for this D4 idea, which we have a couple of ways to stop. Now, we could even consider playing F5, which I'm going to do. It's most aggressive. It does allow this kind of idea, which I'm hoping I got knight a5 against, but I'm not sure. So there's knight here, let's say king here, queen here, queen e8, knight e6, queen, knight here. This is what I'm sort of banking, because I don't want to give him my light square bishop. So he's potentially going for this. So I'm going to go here with the idea of knight a5. So this is what I analysed before playing f5, because I want a sharp position. We want a fun last game, and opponent's playing this closed system. So if we go here, he's probably going to take the dark square bishop is his idea. Now we could also play stuff like b5, but he's always going to take this, and I think that's fine. The dark square bishop, not a problem. You can have it, because we don't necessarily need that piece. He's going to try to open up the bishop, but we're going for the king, so it's not so important. And he has to lose a tempo moving his queen here. Now this is the move that we can't do anything about that. Let's not worry, let's just keep going. He goes here, I will take it once, and then maybe move the knight back. And we don't want to let this one pass this pawn, and we don't want to let this one pass this pawn, ideally. So now let's bring this piece. Well, the other idea is we could go bishop here, right? And try to use that piece. Closing it down, we're very happy about. Let's do that. Let's keep the knight over there for a little bit longer, because it could be used to come in here. So this is now what he wants. Okay, we'll go here. We'll just create a threat, which is this. Bishop a3 is a little bit annoying move. I mean, okay, I got rook here, but these dark squares are I'm starting to feel my dark squares now. So, and if I go back here, he's got this. So, did not going by instinct might have done a bit of damage again. Okay, so here, okay, we're going to go here, and we're going to try to hold up this square with this. But yeah, I'm starting to feel that this has showed me that the dark squares are pretty weak, and I'm not sure I'm convinced by this one, at least. Okay, well, now we'll come back this way. I don't know why this seemed less accurate than doing it the other way, because now we can cover this pretty well with our knights. F3 is something he has to keep an eye open for. His bishop's bad. We've got some ideas here. This is all right. This is okay. We're still in. So it's a close game so far. Got to keep this bishop from not getting through, and this bishop from not getting through. Okay, so he's gone here now. Bishop here. I must be right. Now takes here, takes here, takes here, I take here. And again, we've got to stop this bishop from getting through this pawn. Even if we have to give up all our bishops, we've got to keep that one behind. So I think now taking, yeah, this is correct. And now taking here. Should I have done that? Not sure I should have done that one. That was a little bit slack, wasn't it? Yeah, why did I do that? Why did I exchange off so easily? Okay, still all right. Bishops versus knights. Knights are better than bishops, aren't they? That's what I've heard. Now, if I get h4, that pawn moves. I can get f4. So that's as far as my small mind can consider moving here. And so we'll go for that. We'll go for this. And he's just using the middle, but we can always block with the rook coming here. So h4 and try to use this square. Try to create some squares for our knights. It's logical. Now rook here. Okay, his bishop's coming around this square. And then he wants to come in here. And my king can sit here, so I'm not so scared. And I'm going to try for this as well. When we got two squares to aim for. And this is now. He has to be very careful, because if he abandons his king, even as we've seen today, even without queens on the board, you can get a lot of trouble. So bishop here, rook f3 would be pretty bad for him. So now he's come here and right. Play. He wants this one. Clever idea, and I've got to go here now. Clever idea. And he's also can get rid of my knight, because we know that knights are better than bishops. And check. Okay, let's not be scared. You can grab a pawn if you want. And this is interesting. When we're not worried about the queen side, we're still going for his king side somehow. I don't think he'll take that one. So he's come over here. I didn't expect that. Right. So takes, and he just wants to come back. Now, do we play for this ending, which could be worse in there? No doubt about it. No. Let's grab it. Let's grab it. And try this, but I don't know if I want to keep the b pawn or not keep the b pawn. Here takes rook here. I think I should keep this b pawn, right? Hard to know. It's a pity I can't just jump in somewhere nice with this one, but there's not really anywhere good to go. So I'm trying to time this one. I can jump in now, can't I? And I can jump in with the threat of coming here, so we've got to take that. I think he was angling for like my rook. Well, my rook couldn't move, but then rook d6 check. But he's allowed my knight in, which is quite nice of him. I can go check and start to target these pawns, or just come here. Yeah, I forgot he can come forwards. Crazy shit. Okay, probably have to come here, yeah? Oh dear, yeah, I've somehow just totally fucked this up, haven't I? Like, really badly. Oh, God. Okay, he's got everything he wants. Where did that start to go wrong then? That was interesting. It was really starting to go wrong, and all my pawns are dropped, so, okay, 50% again. Bloody hell. Where did it go wrong, guys? I thought it was going right, but it just fell apart, this one. This should be a pretty easily winning ending for him. Yeah, I don't know. That went horribly wrong. I thought I was doing all right. Maybe his bishop coming back was just very clever. Because I forgot his king coming in. I mean, how can you forget in the ending your opponent's king coming forwards? And this is what he's just trying, the last bit of calculation he's doing. Here takes here, rook here. A bit risky that he's done this, but he's confident in his calculations. And why not? If you can calculate well, you win chess games. And I don't see why. Okay, so my last trick is here. Now he can check me. After here, rook f6, rook here, check. And then if king e6, I think this would lose now. This would lose because check, king here, rook e6. So he's found a solution just in the nick of time, right? He's very short time. Very short a time. Wow, if I want any tricks, I've got to keep this on. And not that many tricks now. Still got a little bit of work to do to win this. A lot of rook endings are drawn, especially when your king gets in front of the pawns. And this is not entirely over. It's probably over, but not entirely over. Gotta think how to do this. Shit, I've run out of time. He's got the bridge, hasn't he? Bastard. Last punt. Okay. Ah, there we go. Well, at least we're back doing Title Tuesday. But 50%, I can't be too happy with that. Some interesting games, one or two, but not many. Let's be honest. And yeah, thank you for watching. Give a like. Remember the GingerGM sale is still on. And yeah, God bless to Daniel as well. Not sad news. Yeah, let's just be nicer in the future to everyone.